Okay, gang, the second part of 7.1 is factor by grouping. So you use this technique when you have 4 terms. So the first 2 is just sort of prepping you. This is actually like a full-blown factor by grouping because it has 4 terms, okay? The first 2, I'm just trying to show you something. So here, when you take out the common factor, you're going to take out an x, you're going to be left with a plus b. Okay, that one we can all do real easy. We don't have a problem with it. What happens is, though, is that the thing that's common can be like a chunk of stuff. It can be a bunch of things. So what's in common here is the x plus 2. So when you pull the x plus 2 out front, you're taking it away from both of these, just like here we took the x away and we pulled it out front. I'm taking this out front and I'm left with a plus b. Okay, so make sure you understand that we can actually, what we can bring in the front can be a bunch of things. Just like we brought the x in front. So you had 2 x's here, it went to 1x. You have 2 binomials here, it goes to 1 binomial. Okay, don't get confused by that. All right, this is the final answer for that one. Okay, so this is the full problem for factor by grouping. I won't overkill this because you guys will pick this up quickly. So you have 4 terms. So the first step 1 is to put the front 2 together and the back 2 together. You take out what's common from the front 2. So in our case, it's 4a. You're left with b plus 8. You always bring down the sign of the third term. Whatever it is, you have to use it. Now I take out what's common from the last 2. That's 3. And we're going to be left with b plus 8. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is to now take out the common binomial, which is what I was just showing you in the previous step. So now this is common. I'm going to pull this out in front, and I'm going to be left with 4a plus 3. So a common question I get here is, does the order matter? Does it matter if this goes first or that goes first? So the answer is no. It doesn't matter, right? Multiplication is commutative, so however you write this is fine. The most common error I see on the exam is students only do step 1 and then they don't go to step 2. So remember, factor by grouping is a 2-step process. Let's do this one more time just to make sure we're good with it. And this one's a little harder. Alright, again, step 1 is you put the front 2 and the back 2 together. So from the front 2, we're going to take out a q. You have to carry down the sign of the third term. It's a negative. Now notice you're actually going to factor out a negative here. So watch, when I do this, I'm going to be left with p minus 2. Okay, because if I distribute this in, it's going to go back to a positive. So this negative that you bring down, it factors out of both the back terms. All right, now I'm going to do step 2, which is to factor out the p minus 2, and I'm left with q minus 9. Okay, so you got to watch when you have a negative. Now another common question I get is, what if I do step 1 and they don't match? Well, then you can't go any farther and it's not factorable. Okay? So just because we have a problem in your textbook, some of them will say not factorable. Like, let me just see here real quick, even though you guys are using a different, the online book. Let me just see if I can find one. Oh, it looks like most of them in your book factor. Okay, well, you can get cases where they don't factor, so they'll just stop. So, okay, gang, so that's it. I'll just leave it at these 2. Catch you. Bye.